Hi, Erin. So I'm going to do my best to keep you on track for math class. Today, I'm going to show you through this video part of lesson 6.4, and then I'm going to give you another lesson on the second part of 6.4, just so the videos aren't that long. So what I need you to do is take out your notebook. We're going to take some notes. Even just a piece of paper will work, and a pencil. Those are the things you need. Oh, and a computer or a calculator. All of these things would be really helpful. All right, so hit pause, get out those items. All right, so hopefully you're ready to begin, and you're going to call this section 6.4, Introduction to Logarithms. Okay, so this word is logarithm. Logarithms. Logarithms. I think that should be a new word for you. You may have heard it before, and I promise you by the end of this video, you'll understand what one is. So the first thing I want to do is just look at a scenario, because logarithms are tied to exponential equations. So I'm going to have you write some key terms from a scenario. Imagine for a moment you're buying a brand new $25,000 car. Woohoo! Get some dollars, right? $25,000 car. And one of the things that we know about brand new cars and cars in time is that they depreciate in value. So it depreciates in value, and it depreciates at about an 11% rate. And that's usually standard for most cars. Some a little bit more, some a little bit less, but 11% is usually around where they hover. And I want to know, when will my car that I spent $25,000 on brand new actually be equal to $5,000? So my question is, when is this going to happen? So if you remember from exponential equations, we can set up our own exponential equation. We know our starting value is 25,000, and because of the fact that it's depreciating at 11%, that means my rate is going down by 11%. So 100 minus 11 gives us 89, right? So this should be a 0.89 base raised to my time. And my goal in this problem is to figure out when this equation is going to equal $5,000. So I want you to see what that looks like. 5,000 is my output value, equal to 25,000 times 0.89 raised to the x. Now, if I go to try to solve this, let's see, if I divide both sides by 25,000, I could balance that, right? I could divide by 25,000. 0 goes away, 0 goes away, 0 goes away. 5 over 25 is 1/5. So I'm kind of wondering when 0.89 raised to some power is going to equal 1/5. How do I solve that? Well, that's the power of a logarithm. A logarithm is a function that's actually going to solve for that exponent. Kind of interesting. But we're going to wait on that for a moment. Right now, I want to actually show you what this looks like graphically. So I'm going to pop up over to Desmos. So if you could, while I'm going, you're going to type in desmos.com. And we're going to look at this equation graphically. So something about Desmos that you should be aware of is, and I think you are, is that it's going to graph our best fit value. So here's what I'm typing in, 25,000.89 raised to the x. And what I'm going to do over here is I'm actually going to change my window. So just like we have a window on our graphing calculator, there's a window on Desmos. I'm going to expand this out. X represents years, so I'm going to allow this to be 20. We can actually go to 0 on this, right? Because we're not going to go back in time. And then here I need to get my y values equal to 25,000. So I'm going to change that here to 25,000 so I can expand out this graph and actually see what it looks like. Ooh, how pretty. All right. So notice how here, when I first bought it, it was $25,000. But I can see about how much it would be over time. Like if I look here, I can kind of click on that point. At about 6 years, my car would have been worth about $12,511. And as I scroll down through the years, you could see it depreciating. Here's it at 7,000. Here's it at, ooh, I'm getting closer to 5. Closer to, ooh, that was really close. Oh, that's so close, 13.8. So about 13 to 14 years is when my car would be equal to 5,000. I could also go over here into my graph and type in y equals 5,000 and look at this as a system. Look, here comes the $5,000 blue line, and where they intersect will tell me the time, which was about 13.8. So the answer to this problem here is, when will it be equal to $5,000? If the car survives between year 13 and 14, the car will be worth about $5,000. All right, so that's the first video. I'm going to give you another one where we're actually going to talk about what is a logarithm. But right now, you just learned how to solve this problem using a graph.